Magnus Archives Miami. Tonight's episode is The Soul as a Venn Diagram. You can find us everywhere at ZealZaddy. We have product on DriveThruRPG, and we are collecting followers for our first Kickstarter, Urban Legends, which is fantasy NPCs for the Cypher system. So if you're interested, go check that out, and I'll drop a link in at some point. Let's get everyone started. I didn't have anything else to say, and I thought I did. All right, welcome back after a 2-week hiatus. It's so hard to go 2 weeks at a time without playing. It is just torture. All right, why don't we get started? Well, let's start with Alder tonight.
Hey everybody, my name is Quinn. I use any and all pronouns. You can find me on Bluesky at QuinnBeckham27. Right now you can find me on Saturdays, except for not this Saturday, but normally this month you can find me Saturdays on Nerds with Dice, where I am the GM for an Emergent game. Emergent is a system that I worked on and helped with and kickstarted recently, and is a horror superhero game. So we have a short foreshot of that going over on Nerds with Dice from starting at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you need to get caught up, the first episode is on YouTube, and the second one will be there shortly. Not for a while. This is upcoming, but I will be back on Nerds with Dice in June. I will be there June 22nd, but June 20th through 22nd, they are doing a charity event for Pride Month, and they have player signups right now. So if you go on my Bluesky, I've been sharing the link for, I'm running a game there, but there's 12 games running. It's going to be a 48-hour marathon, so there's games in all different time zones. Because I will not be waking up at 1 a.m. to play, but my 1 a.m. is someone else's noon. So, yeah, we are looking for lots of player signups for that, because there's lots of games. So I will announce what I'm running for that when it gets a lot closer, but for now, people should come and sign up and play, and it's going to be really cool. And that's everything. Again, as always, I got a lot of stuff going on, but that's everything for this week. Are we popcorning it around?
Yes.
Okay, then we will go to Jack, because you're next to me on my screen.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Jack. I use they, he pronouns. I play Sam Murphy, who uses he, him pronouns. Currently I'm only doing this game, and I think that's all I've got to say. I'm gonna pass it on to Wayra.
Hello, everyone. My name is Wayra. My pronouns are she, they, and I play Nova, whose pronouns are also she, they. You can find me at Fake Shiny on most socials, also over at the Rainbow Dice Club, their Tales of Three podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. And for a little bit of time, probably another couple of weeks, you can find me also over at Punch and Roll for Initiative. I'm going to toss it to Alder. No, we already went Alder. My bad. Satori.
My name is Chenoa Reed. You can find me at Zephyrite pretty much on anything. You can also go over to Diceberg Ahead, where I am the owner of the TTRPG Variety podcast. We just finished releasing Emergence Extra Planar, our spin-off for our main campaign, and we should be starting season 6 here in the next couple of weeks. And then on our main channel, we will be doing Thirsty Sword Lesbians for Pride Month. So I am very excited about that. Anyway, I play Satori. And finally, Shatargat.
Hello. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hello. I wasn't sure for a second. Hello, everyone. Shatargat here as Walter North. I'm a game designer and also a paid game master of every kind of horror, and you can find everything about me on Linktree/Shatargat. Thank you.
Very nice. So last week we ended with a runaway with a body crossing Biscayne Boulevard in downtown Miami, carrying the
God damn it, Kyle.
the body,
Yeah.
carrying its victim across. Kyle is in at least a partially transformed werewolf form, running out and then dragging this body, head bonking on the curbs and stuff, and tearing off across the street to Biscayne Park, which is a park where there's camping and fishing, intercoastal waterway places, but also things like kids on inner tubes and playful things like that. The three people that were there, though, was Nova and Satori and Sam, and they had just pounded Teddy hard, and Kyle, of course, helped, and then, took the prize right out from under all of you. Where do you want to go?
Gonna follow him?
Follow. I'll
Yeah.
run my happy ass right across the
Absolutely
fucking freeway.
booking it after.
So you're gonna frog
Sure.
her across the road.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, Kyle did not frogger it. Kyle just sort of dragged and jumped whatever at cars that came too close.
Sorry guys, my dog
Luckily.
is loose.
Luckily, no collisions. He's a good boy. Well,
Most of
maybe
the
not
time.
at the moment.
Kyle, put that down. Hey,
Drop
here.
it.
Drop it.
And he dodges into the thicket across the way. It's a mangrove thicket. And if you don't know what a mangrove thicket is, it is trees that live in very shallow water, and they grow up from their roots. So there's all these knees sticking out of the water. It's very
Swampy.
hard to, right, it's swampy. There's little crabs all over it called mangrove crabs in there and in the mud. And the water is brackish, so it is partially salty. And there are some sharks that live in there. And there are also barracuda and things like that. No alligators. They don't like the saltiness. But there are like nurse sharks and occasionally bull sharks that make their way into there, and manatees. At least one nice animal in the whole group. And you see him not even held up by the swampiness, and you get to the edge of the three of you, and you can see him in the distance, kind of like moving through. Continue through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
All right.
Can I get my shoes wet?
Yeah. Can I get some speed rolls? Do any of you have any ability to traverse rough terrain any particularly better than non-rough? Better than you would if you weren't hindered by mud and tree knees and.
No.
I have speed as an
Wadeable
inability.
Okay.
Speed is an ability. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't.
You'll move through her pretty quick, comparatively.
I think
Okay, roll.
Satori is a little grossed out. This is not her terrain. She's used
This
to
is
like
not
woods.
Sims.
Well, this is woods.
That was a 2 for Sam. So
Okay.
The use of the word woods is stretched out in this instance.
The 14 for Nova.
All right.
Ooh, 16.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Sam is faster, but sinking quickly as he hits the
oh, dope.
the mud. Not like sinking down, not like quicksand. It's wading, but as you wade, your feet
Oh,
kind of
just-
go, that deep into the mud.
Oh,
And you get it all into your shoes and pants, and it's really very nice. So As you're going through, Sam may be faster, but he found the wrong route and is definitely sinking into the deeper parts. And Satori and Nova are moving a little faster than Sam at the moment. But you're able to keep moving. As you're going, though, you realize you're going to lose Kyle in this. It's just a question of whether you can track him after he gets out of the water. It's not going to be... You won't be able to keep up speed-wise.
Oh, do we
Kyle,
know?
This is not a problem.
Do we know where the other side of this is, or is this just straight into like swamp for
this is in the
a
middle
while?
of the city. You'll come out on the other side in the city.
He'll come out on the other side in the city.
Yeah, if he goes all the way.
Okay, so we probably should try and get to the other side and pincer maneuver. Get back to the truck.
All right, sure. I don't want to be in this muck, actually.
I honestly don't either. We took like 10 feet in there and we're like, nah.
This ain't for us.
Probably
I'll help Sam. I'll help you out,
floats
Sam.
by you because there are stingrays in there and stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's
hell
go.
yeah.
And jellyfish.
Dinner. Where's the harpoon?
Oh, no.
Dinner.
For the stingray.
Satori. No.
What? We could cook it.
They're
Anyway,
awesome. Okay.
I mean, they're cool, yeah. I bet they taste good, though.
Oh, boy.
All right.
I didn't know that.
We get out.
Scoot through.
You get out, you didn't go that far, so you were able to get out pretty quickly. And you're able to get across to your truck.
Just run back to the truck. Just do our best to try and get...
before getting in the truck?
No, my truck is probably dirty anyway, so it's just like... It's definitely going to be much more dirty. Like, there's probably just, like, rocks and dust and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
you probably have a rubber mat
work.
instead of carpet anyway. So.
Yeah. It's like
in,
leather, too, so...
Climb in and take off to get around the park. Back in the office, Alder and Walter are both there.
Ah, yes.
And things are all really cool here.
I remember, was Walter asleep?
Yeah.
He woke up, didn't he?
He did right at the end, yeah.
Okay, that's important because like Alder was listening to the sound of calm, quiet snoring Walter, and then when it stops, it's just like I don't know what to do about that. But I guess he's awake. So I think I'm probably gonna just waiting for whatever, listening to closely to try and hear any noises coming from Walter's office, but probably mostly working.
Walter, when you wake up, you feel hot, but not in a bad way. Like it feels good, like a nice warmth about you.
Should I check myself on a mirror?
If you want.
Okay, look at myself.
Okay, and you look like you got a little bit of a sunburn. Maybe not even a burn, just you're flush with blood, a little more red than you normally are.
Wow. I think it'll be something like, "What the fuck?"
He's awake.
Yep. That's not a super out of the ordinary reaction for Walter. But I definitely think that's enough, that's not enough to go, bursting into the room when he doesn't want, because I know that Walter respects his privacy, but I will, go over to the door and just kind of, through the door. Is everything okay? Are you alright?
No?
Do you need help?
Walter rushes through the door, quick opens it up. How do I look like?
It looks a little red.
You look, I mean, like yourself, but I guess your skin's a little, red.
I change color while I'm sleeping.
I think you're probably just warm. Maybe?
Walter takes a step back and is like, "Cool off, cool off, cool off."
And his skin tones down a little bit.
That I think that's working, actually.
What?
Weirdly
What?
enough. I didn't think it would. You're less red, so
Self-tanning, that was funny.
I are you okay? Do you feel different? Do you feel warm or I don't know exactly how you normally feel. Uh,
Uh, Actually, the thing is, when you have some sort of fire entity in you, you cannot understand if you feel warm.
yeah.
It's pretty normal for me, but uh, damn it, she's losing.
What?
You know what's going on, right?
I know that you're possessed by uh Eileen, I think, and Lilith.
And and
And they're fighting inside of
probably,
you?
probably, and
Because I know they don't
since
like each
I
other.
have, and since I have some sort of uh warm features on my body, that means
And while he's talking to you, half of him disappears for a moment. It like glitches out and then is back. Like bilateral symmetry down his body, and half of it just disappears and then is back again.
Um, did you just feel something?
You didn't
like
feel
what?
anything.
You just like partly vanished. Like by partly I mean like part of you, like half of you just vanished.
What do
But
you
just for
mean?
like in a glitch.
I see
Well, just
myself.
for a second. You're back now. It was like a split second.
Oh,
Maybe that's Eileen?
I don't know, probably, but I don't understand what's going on. I mean, I don't feel anything.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay,
But like
wait a second. I'll try another thing. So he's like, okay, uh, architecture site.
And his eyes go black, and you find yourself looking at things as if you were wearing the glasses for a moment. And then everything goes back to where it was.
that did something.
Walter, you saw
Uh
the building as if it was architectural
Uh,
lines of the building rather than material.
I have a weird theory right now.
And then his hand catches on fire, but he doesn't feel
I
it. He's
think
talking to you. You
you
don't
should
feel it.
I think
And
you should stop doing whatever you're doing. Because I think by like trying to use you're making it worse, whatever abilities you're trying to use, because your
Wait,
hand's
wait,
on
wait,
fire.
wait. Just wait.
and you
That
see your hand
means,
is burning.
uh,
One of them.
um,
And it goes out.
I think I have a theory right now. Like while they're fighting each other, they actually weaken each other. That means if we need to, if we can find a way to get rid of one of them, we can also get rid of the other.
Yeah,
But we have to
that
find
would
a
be
way first.
ideal. Yeah. Yeah. I've kind of been thinking like along those kinds of lines. How much can they like can they hear us talking or are they so engaged? Do you know? Are they like
I
listening to everything we say?
I don't know whatever is going on. I have zero idea.
Okay, that's concerning. Uh, for a lot of reasons. Um, so what do we do? The others all I think you were asleep when they all left to go and fight Teddy. Uh,
Why, Teddy?
yeah. Uh,
What's going on?
I mean, we've needed to kill Teddy for like a really long time. Uh, so I think they were just going to they have Satori I think had her number from one time when Teddy contacted her, so they were just gonna like lie to her or something and then meet up and then try and shoot her a bunch with like bullets they'd carved some runes or something into. I don't know that there was like a ton of a plan. It, they just kind of went, just kind of I think felt like it was time to check. I mean, it's on our list. It's on the top of our list actually. Where is that list? It's been on the top of our list for a while, so I think they just decided it was time to go take get rid of that problem. I don't know. Uh, there's a lot happening. It would be nice for that one to be off our list.
Uh, what? And then Walter quickly brings his phone and drops a voice message to the group chat like, "What the hell are you doing right now? Don't get killed!"
That's the correct message.
Uh, so
Is
yeah, um, we're here. I don't know. I've just been listening to more tapes. And I think it's very clear from like all their deaths they have not like actually they've listened to like one tape. But they have not gotten through a lot of work because there's too much else going on right now for them to like really be focused on like my normal day job in air quotes because even the normal day job is not that normal of a day job.
It's
Uh
rarely in the day either.
yeah, true.
It's just all times.
So, what should we do? Do they need anything?
Um I don't know. I mean the one thing that we've been wanting to do and I don't know how safe this is to do now or ever. Um you were gonna help me practice some like seance type talk to ghost things. Um and I also wanted to apologize and kind of explain from earlier in the car uh when you guys found me before. Gosh, we've been doing a lot of things. Before the seance at Satori's house, when you found me, I wasn't like, I know you said like not do that stuff on my own, and I wasn't trying to do a seance or like talk to anyone. I was just kind of trying to like meditate and relax, and I was thinking about some of my own memories, and I wanted to see like I went into your memories and I was just like thinking about my own memories naturally. It's really hard for me to like really sit and think about nothing, you know. And I was trying to see, well, okay, if I could go into your memories, maybe I could like go into my memories and have like a little like mind palace place that would be like safe and calm because we don't have a lot of like safe or calm things happening to us ever. Um, and instead I encountered I think a ghost in my own mind, uh, who I think like might have some answers about what I can do and why, except he was really cryptic and didn't tell me anything and just like vaguely implied that he knew my mom. Uh, So I think maybe I should try to talk. I'm not trying to do a seance, I don't think. I'm just trying to, like, go into my own head. Does any of that make sense? It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me yet. I'm not quite sure what happened or how. But then I saw that same guy again at Satori's house.
What?
Just sort of there. He wasn't doing anything. And I've seen him before and, like, heard his voice on a couple different occasions.
Okay, do you know this person?
No, I have no memory of, like, meeting them, like, actually face to face, like, in the real world before.
Okay, okay. Since the rest of the group is already on something, we can think about this situation. First of all, probably the thing you saw back in Satori's house, it was some sort of it was some sort of reflection of your experience, and
Probably.
trying to get it into your own memory is a lot dangerous than getting into this version of me, because this is um, I don't know how to describe it easily, but sometimes we learn some secret about other people, and whatever we feel about them, they are others' responsibilities. So the memories and mind stuff are kind of like that. So uh, a person generally tries to uh, get away from their own bad experiences. Our subconscious tries to keep it away. It's something like a locked door that you don't want to open. And when you try to do that thing, you can accidentally open that door. And that can do anything to you, like put you in a catatonic state. You can lose your mind, anything. Why didn't you tell me anything about it before? That is the
I did
question.
not think it was going to be that dangerous. I kind of thought my own memories would be safer because it's like, I know them. I've already been through them, so it should be easier. Uh, so when you explain it like that, that does make sense. I guess I just didn't think I had anything, like, deep and suppressed and locked away from myself. Uh, but I guess
Maybe,
maybe everybody does.
maybe you don't know that guy in your vision, memory, dream state because your subconscious tried to keep it away from your conscious mind.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could be, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what do you really want to do?
Uh, I don't know, because now that, like, it sounds way more dangerous than what I was thinking. Again, like, I really didn't think that going into my own mind would be that dangerous, but I kind of feel like I have to if he has, I mean, but if he has answers that he's not going to give me, I don't know what good it is to go and keep asking for answers. Like, I tried to ask him for answers, he didn't tell me anything. Um, Maybe I should, like, practice with something less dangerous?
Uh,
I mean, it kind of seems like no matter what we do, or especially no matter what I try and do, like, danger just happens. Like, I don't know where Nova's sister came from. I don't think I did that, but maybe I did. I don't know.
we can try some things, but I don't know. I don't know.
While you're considering that, with the truck, you all get on the other side of Biscayne Boulevard, on the other side of the park, and you're able to park the truck and, I guess, walk the edge of the park to see if they came out or something. And you do
Yeah.
not find muddy, wet tracks or anything coming out.
Do I see anything in through the brush? Any disturbances?
Give me an investigation roll if you have investigation.
Do
Uh,
I? I have
so let me check real
perception.
quick.
Perception will work. If you have,
Okay.
if you have that.
I also have perception and I'm trained.
A
That's a
12.
13.
Nova.
Um,
Anything?
I kind of want to go at this with a little bit of a different angle.
Okay.
I don't have investigation or anything like that, but I do have a background in forensics. So
Okay.
I'm used to noticing little things at a place.
All right. I'll give you a
Um,
forensics roll. And what are you looking for? Any
I'm looking
ideas?
for I'm looking for blood droplets or anything
Okay.
that seems disturbed, or unusual.
Yeah. And Teddy was
Um,
definitely bleeding.
yeah, like a lot.
Yeah.
Um, it's a 15 on the die.
And you walk the edge a little bit while they're looking, and you see nothing out here.
Not a thing? Okay.
No. Which you would think almost surely there would be pouring blood if you'd come out over here.
So he didn't come out.
Correct. That would be
He's
the right
still
that
in
would be
the.
your
Oh,
assumption.
Hmm.
In your perceptions, you don't see anything that says otherwise.
so do we go back in the muck?
I think we gotta.
I guess so.
Okay.
Well, the
Work our
park
way
is the
through.
park. You're just on the other side of the park. It's not a super wide park. You
Yeah.
could come in from this side, it would be no different than going in from that side. And this side isn't swampy. It's
Thank God.
drier.
Nice.
That's already a plus.
Did we see any signs of him anywhere?
Not from outside.
Okay.
Like you're where cars and streets are and stuff. You don't see anything out here.
Fair.
Okay. I guess we go through. Pull over, climb out.
There's a road barricade next to it, and you climb over that and go into the park. There's no gates or fences or anything. It's open. And you go in, and there's the sound in the distance of things like barbecues and kids playing over one side, and on the other side it's quieter. Maybe it's a little thicker. The brush is thicker that way. And it's, even though it's not like evening, it's dark under all the trees. Not night dark,
Yeah.
but pretty dark. The tree canopy is fairly heavy.
I feel like Kyle would go to like the most secluded part if he were to stay in this area. So maybe going towards the more shaded, shrubby areas would be wise. Unless he just holes up in a mangrove. But yeah, I'll go. I'll lead towards the more darker areas.
And go on. What were you gonna say?
Sorry. Satori, do you think that we should, I don't know. I'm not one to suggest calling in a fake call to police, but do you think that we should try to clear the park?
Is there anybody here? Oh,
No.
I'll look around. Okay. I guess if it was more busy, probably. But I'll say if there's no harm, no foul. At least now.
Alright.
We go off.
You head into the darkness, and the brush is kind of sharp. There's something here called sawgrass. It's like a really tall grass, but it's really sharp edged, and you can travel through it, but it does give you little paper cuts as you go, like into any exposed skin below about chest height. If you're going quickly, you can go through it a little slowly and kind of part parted away, and you get to a point where, Nova, you notice that there are no bird sounds anymore.
We're on the right track.
Yeah. Or something has tracked us. I let them know that there's something weird and we're going the right direction.
I pull out my
Joy.
salt.
You hear up ahead, running water, like maybe a creek or something, like not like deep or anything like you were in before, nothing wadeable, just like a slow running creek or something. And as you get to the edge of the sawgrass, you do see the creek there, and the water is running like a rusty color here, it seems.
Ew.
Or maybe it's red,
Oh,
muddy.
Guess we should go the opposite direction of the
yeah,
slope.
follow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow the water.
And as you're heading up, you see a big concrete pipe where water is flowing out slowly. And on the edge of it, sort of stuffed into it, you see kind of a body, or at least part of a body. But you do recognize some bits of torn clothing of Teddy's.
Kyle? Kyle? I'd like shout out.
And there's no reply.
I'm gonna like continue walking.
And the body moves.
Okay.
It's like pulled into the pipe a little more.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Go towards the pipe.
yeah, me too.
Kyle?
That sounds like him.
And you see a hand come out, hair covered, claws, and wrap over the body and pull it further into the pipe.
Shit.
Okay.
Did he like continue going further back, or did he just move
He
the
pulled
body?
it into the pipe further with him.
Okay. I like get towards the entrance of it.
When
Kyle.
you get a little closer, you see that the body looks partially eaten.
Oh boy.
I won't tell
Oh.
him that he did that. We can all agree.
At least
that
we don't have to worry
tell
about
him.
Teddy anymore. So that's a plus.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Kyle, it's Satori. You remember Satori?
And you see two glowing eyes over the top of the body and below the pipe. And the arm, another arm comes around and pulls this body closer, and you see its mouth, his mouth, open and just stare at you as it bites into a part of its flesh, and it slowly peels it away back towards it.
Oh, he's resource guarding.
Yeah. I'm not gonna reach my hand in there.
Yeah.
Hey Kyle, you remember back in high school when we first met? You were doing wrestling for the high school team, and I was kind of making fun of you, but you really wanted to make it a career. And then, we went to your folks' house for dinner, and I kind of laughed at you about the mask that she made. Remember the crochet mask? And then I'm gonna try and appeal to his humane side. Do I roll anything?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's an intro, unless you have something related to
I
that
have
sort of communication.
intellectual defense, and that's the only
No.
thing, but I don't think defense is.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to use an experience point to reroll that. I rolled a 5.
Okay.
Well, that's a 7.
And the body, you see it sort of crumpled to the side a little bit, almost like he's making a space to easily exit toward all of you if he wants.
He's going to try and exit.
And you hear like the snap of a bone.
Mm-hmm.
And an arm is ripped off of the body.
I like just move out of the line of the pipe a little bit.
Gonna
I'm
back
gonna-
away slowly.
And you see its
Yeah.
eyes kind of they're moving around the
Okay.
edges trying to see where everyone is.
I'm gonna,
gonna, like-
follow Nova's point
Yeah.
and move back as well.
Just like
Okay.
move around. I'm gonna take like I have like not like a jacket on, but just like a light flannel. Like it's made of like linen basically, but I take it off and I'm gonna put it like at the edge of the pipe so he can smell it and hopefully recognize the scent like a good dog he is.
Make me another intro.
Okay. That's a natural 18.
And as it's pulling the body closer into it, its claw drags across and pulls that up with it. And it stops for a moment, and its eyes close for a moment.
Kyle?
And Kyle explodes out of this pipe at you, Satori.
Okay.
And does not look like he's swayed by the gift. And in one hand, he's still carrying the arm and reaching out and leaping with one claw out. Can I get a defense roll from you?
Yeah.
Speed defense.
Damn. I don't have speed defense. 14.
Okay. So he hits you for 6 points of damage. Claws just rake across. And Nova, you and Sam see him not just hit like trying to claw, but like he's trying to grab her.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a speed roll from you, Satori?
Yeah. 15.
And he misses, and it looks like he moved back a bit, like he was thinking he would have her and was going to drag her into the pipe.
I'm gonna can I move in between them?
Between what?
Arm is.
Kyle and Satori.
Yeah. And his eyes rage more.
Okay.
Shit.
Can I get an initiative roll from all of you?
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Oh joy.
I am proficient in initiative.
Yes, you are.
10.
16. So that makes it 19?
Yeah.
13.
Okay. Satori, you go first.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna pull out my gun
Okay.
and very regretfully aim into the pipe. and I'm going to attempt to shoot um one of Kyle's limbs.
Okay. Take your shot.
Mm. Let's see here. Close. Okay, so I rolled an 8,
Okay.
but let's see. I'm trained. I have a +1. Um, just making sure that. So I think I could technically have a +4 to hit
And you
with
rolled
my
an 8,
trained.
so it's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay.
And he leaps
It's so
forward, but
dark.
not at you, at Nova, who has placed herself between the two of you.
Okay.
Nova, can I
Can
get a
I?
defense roll or? No,
Yeah.
what were you going to say, Satori?
I'm I'm gonna choose to make Nova my asset for this round. So she will gain an
Okay.
asset on speed defense.
Okay.
So she'll be my charge.
Okay. What does gaining an asset do?
I think it
gives you a
just
+3 to your
increases.
roll.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
It eases it by 1.
So with the +3, it's 18.
Okay. So he attacks and misses. And when he finds himself away from the pipe and with two of you in between him, he heads deeper into the woods, leaving the body of Teddy, but carrying the arm. And there's a trail of blood just everywhere behind him.
Shit. God, I don't want to kill him.
Back in the office. Your Walter has taken on a different perspective for you after seeing him glitch out for a moment and be on fire. But then he had some interesting conversation for you.
Yeah. I think at this point, Alder's probably like just looking at to Walter, just kind of like, I think it's up to you. I think you know a lot more than I do about all of this, and maybe it's just be up to you where I start. I, I mean, I definitely want to try and find out more answers, and if there's like a ghost hanging out in my memories, I want to know more. Uh, I could also, I have been thinking, I don't know how I would explain this, but I could try and get more information on who he might be by calling my mom. He did say that he knew her. I don't know how I would tell her. I guess I had a dream or something. I don't really know how to explain to her. Like, I saw a dude in my memories who claimed to have known you. Uh, but I could try and get more information on who he might be first before going and talking to him again. That might be like more information always feels like a good thing, right? Like the more you can know, the better prepared you are to go into situations. That feels like a general principle. I don't know if that would get me any results, but I could try asking.
That's a good idea, but uh, I have to remind you something. Alder, you are a grown-up person. If there's any kind of secret that your family keeps from you, now it's your time to make some pressure to get some answers because currently it sounds like it's haunting you somehow.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe literally. It's just like weird to call your parent and be like, I saw a person in my, like, I don't know how to explain to her the whole, like, in my memories thing. It's kind of, she hasn't always been the biggest believer in, like, ghosts and supernatural stuff. I think she kind of, like, goes along with it to humor me. I don't know if she actually really believes in any of it. I could never really tell. Um, but yeah, I guess try and really like press her for some answers if there's something that she's keeping from me.
Do you remember any kind of image, like his face or something?
I'm assuming
You do
Scott
very
asked you. I
clearly.
remember what he looks like. Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember exactly what he looked like. Yeah.
You can just ask, do you know any person that looked like this?
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I can just describe him. I remember what he looked like and what he sounded like, and yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I should do that first, I guess. Yeah. Like probably now, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Um. I think Alder's like still coming to terms with all of this. I think it's very like noticeable. Like, oh, okay, yeah, calling. And
Maybe
then they will.
maybe before that, you should take a deep breath. Try to calm yourself down because it's a long process and you're kind of excited about everything right now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's another thing. You are
There's
the
always
one.
another thing.
You are the one who will decide what to do, and I will help you how to do it. Okay? I will not decide. I will not take the decisions, but I will try to guide you.
Okay. Yeah. I can do that. I can make decisions. That hasn't been problematic up until this point. Uh, that'll be fine. It, it kind of feels like everything I've decided to do has gone really badly. And maybe it would be safer if I didn't make any decisions.
And everything stacks. And then we have to solve everything at the same time, which we can't.
Yeah. It already kind of feels like we have to solve everything at the same time. Okay. Okay.
So call your
Yeah.
parents.
The others aren't here. This is a good time to do this. Okay. We'll see. Let's see if I can get any answers before we do anything else. Answers are good and helpful, and we rarely have any. So, okay.
And
Okay, let's try.
I don't know if you feel okay with it, but maybe you should keep the conversation on speakers.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Yeah. Um, okay. Yeah. Alder will call home. I'll specifically call my mom since that is who this person
Yeah.
claimed to have known.
And your mom picks up the phone. Alder, haven't heard from you in a while.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, sorry, work has been really busy.
I was thinking of coming out there at some point in the next month or two. What do you think?
Uh, we're kind of in the middle of like a really big project at work,
Oh,
and I
of
don't know
course.
exactly when it's gonna be done. Like as soon as it's
Okay.
done, I'll tell you.
All
I'll tell you
right.
when it's done. But right now, I just wouldn't have a ton of time to visit if you did come out here. I would love to
Okay.
see you once this is over, and I will have a lot more time to like show you around and stuff.
All right, just let me know when. Spirit has cheap flights now. I think I can fly there for like $80. It's crazy. That's like cheaper
Yeah,
than an Uber.
yeah, yeah. It'd be great to have you and show you around and catch up once I have a little bit more time. Um,
You seem
speaking of
animated.
Yeah, speaking of time, I wish I had more time to catch up and talk, but I
Is
wait, what
everything
time is it?
okay?
I feel like is a relevant detail because I was gonna say like
Late
need
in
to
the
get back to
afternoon.
work, but if it's okay, is it like reasonable that I would be at work right now? Because I was gonna be
Sure.
like, I'm calling you on my work break. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I want to make sure it's not like 7 p.m. and I'm like, I'm calling you my work break, and she's like, why are you working at 7? Um, yeah, sorry, I'm calling you on my work break, so I do have to like get back to work, unfortunately, and finish out the day. I just had a question for you.
Okay.
Um,
This is
and it's
nice.
yeah.
Odd.
Yeah. It might be kind of an odd question, but do you happen to know anybody who out of character, don't remember if I actually ever got like the full description of what the guy looks like, but in character, I
You
will,
didn't, but
who
you're
looks
right.
like this, and like I will describe in as much detail as I remember exactly what this person looks like.
And your mom listens intently, and then there's silence for
Mom,
um
it's just like I said, I know it's kind of a weird question, but it is kind of important that I get an answer.
um how how do you know James?
James, okay, so you do know who this person is.
Um
It's kind of a long story, as to how I know. Um, but it would just really be helpful if there's something that you know about him for me to know.
um ooh, are you sure you don't want to do this? Like, you want me to fly out? We can. Hey,
Is this a
what have you
conversation?
heard?
Uh, I haven't heard much anything, just that he's someone who you knew, supposedly. I'm just kind of hoping you can confirm.
I I I don't know if I can explain it very well. Oh
You can
boy.
try.
When your father and I were still together, I would I thought I was seeing somebody that was in the neighborhood. Like, I'd meet him on walks, and his name was James Martin. And there was a short time when, just before your father and I divorced, when I was institutionalized for a little bit. And a neighbor, when I was living in the old home with your father, would see me walking down the street, and they said apparently I was talking to myself or to nobody. And I think I kind of fell in love with this person. And after a while, I realized it was my imagination. It wasn't real. I didn't think, but it was very clearly who you mentioned. And when your father and I were making love, I would see him there instead. And then I got pregnant, and and I didn't see him again. And I would think of him every now and then, but how how did you find out about James? I
Um,
Is it this institute you work for? Are they?
no. Just kind of I like a dream. I think I like had a dream, and I thought I saw this person, and he claimed to know you. Um, but it's not important. Um,
What do you mean it's not
it
important? You
was
just
just
brought up a
um
vision from my past that it institutionalized me. He came around just before I got pregnant with you, or while. If he was real, maybe he's your father. I don't really know if that's even possible, but I don't know how to. I thought this was gone from
I
my mind like a while ago. I didn't. And then the
I
phone hangs up.
Um,
I'm
I,
sorry.
I think that went poorly. Um,
Actually, we had great information out of this. I mean, I'm sorry about your situation with your mother, but currently we have a name and we have a situation here,
yeah.
and
Uh,
that's uh. Do you need some uh private moment with yourself?
uh, I'm just trying to decide how I'm gonna. I don't know do I call my mom back? Maybe she needs some time. I don't know. I feel really bad bringing that all up for her. I knew none of that. Um,
Uh, we don't have much this kind of conversation with people generally. I mean, at least I don't do the conversation, but I I have to say that your mother was some sort of victim of some sort of entity.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously she wasn't just imagining him if I'm seeing him. Um,
I think you should give us some time to feel at least
okay.
a little bit better, and maybe you should talk about the details with her in privacy. I don't know. Uh, Actually, I didn't expect anything like this. I'm really
Neither did
sorry.
I. Yeah, no, neither did I. I was assuming, I don't know, if anything, like, that he was just a person who is now dead, not that he was always a entity or ghost or whatever he was, even from when she met him. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad she answered, but I mean, James Martin is a very generic name. And of all the things he could be named, like there's got to be thousands of James Martins. I
If
don't
only
know
there was a
entirely
research
how that
institute that
helps
could
us.
help.
I
Yeah,
know.
but
It's gonna take a while.
you should know some things about your parents' past, right? So there should be some sort of connection to this name around uh,
That's,
their
yeah.
past.
You think maybe like the neighborhood where my mom used to live, there might be
Uh,
something.
we can do that, but first of all, we have to understand what it is. I mean, that sounded like something like an incubus.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna know more about the occult angle on it than I would. Um,
But it might also be a possessing ghost. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, it sounds like it couldn't have been a possessing. Well, maybe it could have if it was like my mom saw, my mom could see him even though he was a ghost because other people couldn't see him. So my mom could somehow see this ghost, but no one else could, and then he possessed my dad sometimes, I guess.
Uh,
You can see ghosts when other people can't.
I think I've only ever seen like one actual ghost. I see weird stuff. It's not always ghosts.
so
Um, okay. Um,
uh,
so
sounds like we unlocked a new case right now.
yeah, of course we did. That's what we needed. One more thing on the list. But if I figure out what he is, this maybe my father preacher, I mean that would explain a lot about why I can do all of these things that nobody else can do. And if I knew exactly what he was, that would probably answer a lot of questions. and maybe help me to be able to actually do the things that I can do without it always going really terrible.
Um, I think I kind of know what to do at this point.
Okay?
We will question this James Martin. But before that, we will need body protection.
Hey, that sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah, we need some talismans.
Okay.
Back in the woods, you are in pursuit. And Nova, there are very obvious paths to follow at this point. There are footprints, there's blood, bits of flesh every now and then, maybe falling off the arm. And you get to a point where you hear splashing in the water.
I think our best course of action is just to keep him in the park. I'm like holding my shoulder. I'm looking a
Oh,
little,
right.
I'm looking a little rough.
You
Not
know, do
gonna
you have a
lie.
med kit or something?
Not on me. We'll be in the truck.
Ooh, I
Um,
don't know. Can you still?
hold on. Um, can I rip up the sweater I'm wearing?
Can you rip it off or rip it up?
Like rip it up into shreds and just kind of like make a makeshift bandage for now?
I mean, I think you have a knife on you to make it easy to do it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Satori, this is probably gonna hurt.
Yeah, well, probably gonna hurt less than. That's fine. Just do it.
Okay. I'm gonna apply pressure and do some first aid. Um, do I need to roll?
No, you can do it.
No?
You have
Okay.
time and space. There's no pressure for you to get it done and done right at this point. And then you
Perfect.
hear, oh,
God damn it.
It's like Kyle.
it was Kyle.
God fucking damn it, Kyle.
All right, we are gonna.
Rush
Oh,
over.
yeah.
Scared the shit out of me.
Kyle?
And you see him standing and looking at the arm. There are teeth marks in it and stuff. And he's like partially transformed, but not completely.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
Starting to come to.
slowly like coming back to his human form. And he falls to his knees at the arm and he plants his face into his hands and you hear him crying.
Kyle? I
You
guess
need to get
we,
away.
like,
You need to get
shuffle.
away. And he can't even turn and look at you.
Just breathe. It's okay.
What the fuck did I do?
We don't have to talk
I
about
know
it
what I
right now.
did. I can see it.
Close your eyes.
As
Close your eyes and shut the fuck up.
as his form comes down, you'll notice his stomach is distended.
Oh,
We're not gonna tell him.
And there's blood all over his hands and his face, his neck, like mostly covered in blood. At least his underwear is still mostly there, enough to cover him. Got to keep this R. This one's never been R.
Kyle,
And
I need you to keep breathing steadily.
you have a gun, right? You have a gun.
Yes.
And he turns towards you. Just do it. Just do it.
I'm
While
not.
I'm like
I'm not
this.
gonna do that.
You
Just
have to. I'll
breathe.
keep doing this.
Kyle, shut up. Jesus Christ. Shut the fuck up, Kyle. Sit down. Close your eyes. I need you to breathe. Do you hear me?
And he listens. And he sits down and he closes his eyes. And he breathes.
And I wait for Nova to finish wrapping my arm up.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish that up.
You stay right there. I do have a 10-minute recovery thing that I can roll.
Yep.
That's actually just one action for me.
Yeah. Oh, you can do it now then.
3. Yay. Now I'm not a -10 in my might.
Oh boy.
Oof.
Just a 7 out of 14. It's all good. I walk over to Kyle. Arm basically slinged.
He's got his eyes closed and trying to contain himself.
I put my hand on his shoulder and I sit down next to him. Now, when you're ready, we can make our way back to the car. Okay?
But what about the...
We'll take care of it.
And he sits for a few minutes and then... Okay. And he stands up.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to pick up the arm.
No, you could leave it.
No, leave it. I got it, Kyle. Don't worry about it.
Is
Okay.
Teddy dead?
Yeah, but you
I
didn't
look at
kill
the
her.
arm.
An arm doesn't mean you're dead.
She's not gonna be a problem for a while at least.
We saw the rest of her, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's shredded.
Yeah, we'll just leave the arm, okay, bud?
Mhm.
We'll just walk back to the car. I'm pretty sure I have a blanket in there.
And he stops about halfway to the car and he falls to his knees and he throws up.
Oh.
And there are
There,
Uh-oh.
there.
finger and
Mm.
meat and hair.
Just don't even look at
a
it.
tooth or two. And it is
There,
just...
buddy.
And when he stops, he just closes his eyes and he stands up and steps over it.
I just give a glance, like, behind me towards Sam and Nova, like, ugh.
Sam is trying very hard not to vomit.
I, like, get him to the car. I give him a blanket and, like, a half-drink water bottle.
He sits down, he takes a drink, and like blood gets on the bottle, and he wipes off with the blanket what he can. He looks a little like he's in shock.
It's to be expected, I imagine.
Maybe it'd be a good idea to... I don't know, never mind. And are the rest of you coming now? Are you doing other stuff?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take some gloves out of my pocket.
Okay.
I feel like I always have rubber gloves on me at this point.
Likely.
Before I put them on, I'm gonna tie my hair back. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put some of this back with the rest of it. And pray no one finds it before I can come back in the night and dispose of it.
Okay. You're able to gather
So-
the arm and the bits,
Yeah.
the thrown up bits, and put it all back to the pipe. Luckily, it's a weekday, so no one's in the park much, in this part at least. This is the deep woodsy part. And it is late in the day. It will be getting dark soon. And you take care of that, make sure that it's all there. And, I mean, Teddy is just broken parts at this point.
There's no head anymore?
Oh, there's parts of it.
Okay.
But, like, part of the jaw is gone. I mean, that you saw teeth that he had thrown up, so part of that was eaten, it looks like.
At this point, I don't know what's possible and what's not. I'm just gonna pray that Teddy can't regenerate. Because I don't know if that's a thing or not.
Right.
I hope not. There has to be a point where you can't put the bits back together. There has to be.
That's what I feel like. That's what she's hoping. She's gonna leave it and head back, ditch the gloves.
All right.
When she gets back to the office.
In the car waiting, and then Nova gets to the truck after 20 minutes additional.
Yeah, it's probably good, having a good cool down before we go back.
And you get to the car, you get everything in the gloves you dispose of, put them in a plastic bag or something to take with you.
Oh, it looks like Walter left us a voice message.
Yes.
Oh, you should play it, Satori.
Okay, I hit play.
Walter, what did we hear?
Don't get killed.
All caps.
Ugh. Not sure we're that simple.
Well, I mean,
Should I respond?
I mean, we can tell them we're alive.
yeah.
On the way.
Oh. And you get back to the office. Back in the office before they get in there, you two are, Aldra and Walter are going over this thing. Talismans are discussed. Do you have talismans, Walter? Or do you not make some?
Probably I have some instructions to how to make them,
Okay.
I believe. So probably Walter goes back to his books and tries to find some protection talisman creation instructions against body possession and mind possession, that kind of stuff.
Okay. And you're researching, and the rest of the group arrives. And they look... Wow.
Yeah. Bad. I'm guessing, yeah.
Bloody, muddy, bruised and beaten. Filthy.
Gross.
I got my shoes in a bag and walking in bare feet.
Is this a you should see the other guy situation?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's good. I can cross something off my list.
Now I'm not.
Unless she can magically regenerate from mush, I think she's gone.
I think that's hard. I want to do it.
You don't want to know.
When you go in, Kyle says,
I'm just gonna cross it off.
I'm gonna go take a shower if you don't mind.
Yeah, do you want anything? I can bring you something.
Just a shower.
Okay. I'll come check up on you
And
soon.
he heads down the hall. Yes,
Um,
and then you get in and go through this.
Satori, do you want some sleeping pills to give to Kyle so he can maybe sleep a little better?
Yeah, honestly, that might be good.
I'm not one to self-prescribe, but I feel like he could use it more than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
Walter, you hear
now.
everyone come in.
He opens the door for a second. Hey, what's this smell?
That's
Blood.
swamp.
And blood.
Blood.
That too.
Yeah. Teddy's gone, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of joy in that fact.
Me too.
I still wish I could have asked her some questions first.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, Sam.
Yeah, you know.
We'll get them one way or another.
Uh, I will not ask anything. I hope you're all okay.
Physically,
You?
for the most part, I think maybe okay.
We have all
Physically,
our limbs.
mostly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although Satori is injured pretty badly.
Yeah. I'm still covered in like bruises and scrapes from previous encounters.
Oh God,
And
yeah.
and big ol' fucking slash on my shoulder now.
I
But
think you
Well,
need a
Satori has like
vacation,
a
Satori.
hmm?
You need a vacation, Satori.
yeah, I
And
keep
hopefully
trying
you're
on relaxing and then things keep peeling my skin away.
Oh,
I was just in my room relaxing. I walk out and there goes my shin skin. So
Mm,
On the positive, we've completed all of the things I had designated as most important. So, go us. I do feel like the problem is that I have not updated this in a while, because, like, Kyle, it said, was still, like, 2 weeks away from major problems, and I feel like I wrote that about a week ago.
I
he's
think
like
So I
three
think,
days away from a major
yeah.
problem.
I think the like next tier of problems has just like become the most important tier, as it does, I guess, but I also
yeah,
think there might be another additional tier of new problems we've discovered in the time it took us to get rid of the original ones.
Yeah.
But we still completed we completed a whole section, and we should, for today, I think maybe
celebrate or
enjoy
something.
that, celebrate that, but also
yay,
rest. You look like you
woo,
need to rest.
Yeah.
yippee.
Shall
Yippee!
we celebrate it with our new problem?
What's our new
Yeah, we
problem?
have a new problem.
Never
What new problem are
ends.
you talking about? Are we talking
Kyle.
about different? I hope we're not talking about different new problems.
Yeah, it
Oh,
never ends. Okay,
Kyle.
currently, I realize that Eileen and Lilith is actively fighting within me, and that kind of
Holy
weakens them. That means if you can
fucking
find a way to get rid of
shit.
any of them, we can also get rid of the other one.
Oh, that's
Nice.
dope. What's the bad news in that?
I think that
I
it's
can.
happening in Walter.
Yeah,
Uh,
I like watched Walter's hand catch on fire and like half of his body
yeah.
just disappeared for a second. So that can't be good for Walter.
Is Eileen trying to eat her?
Uh,
Are they
Can she
in
do that?
love?
Probably. N- I don't think that it would
Not
be that kind of eating, but
okay.
I can say that I my body reacts on their powers randomly, so I can burn you unintentionally. That might be a problem.
I've got plenty of burn spray.
That's
Um,
uh,
yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely like our top new problem and new priority, but I actually think Walter may be really onto something there, because I've been thinking about that too. Like, there's all these different fears, right? But like they're fears, but they're like entity type things, like the embodiments of them. And they seem way more powerful than we are, obviously. But yeah, like
mhm.
the idea, like if we can turn them against each other and make them fight each other for us, like just in general, not even just these two, because there's like tons more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like Kyle is involved with the hunger and
Hermes said there were a bunch more. Yeah, giving you
yeah.
Yeah.
kind of a list.
Um, so yeah, maybe we just like have them fight each other, and then that gets rid of that. Sounds like a really oversimplification of like gets rid of all our problems. But
Like
yeah,
if we can get something that can eat the hunt within Kyle.
yeah, if that's how it works. like another fear, like they get like, yeah, like what is going on with Walter, but like on a grander scale, maybe even than that. I don't know if that's
But what
possible.
if they start to like complement each other?
And then it makes it
Like,
worse.
yeah, like I'm guessing the hunt and desolation could work together because, hunting, destruction, desolation, destruction.
They do kind of like that,
Yeah.
from my understanding.
Actually, there's some sort of method that we can use, but I don't have any literal information about it. Like you can, if you can success on whatever you do, you can transform uh, a spirit or entity into a specific item.
What?
Oh, like entrap it.
You know, there are some cursed items in the world. That's a way to create them. Like you
Papa,
trap Lilith
Oh,
into an amulet, and
Nova,
yeah.
should we tell him
About?
the the thing?
there's another thing.
The thing?
Wait, was I here for
There's
this
another
thing?
thing.
Yes, yes, the thing. You know, Hermes and the
No.
item and the
Yeah,
thing.
no,
Oh,
because Eileen.
No.
oh, right. We cannot talk about this.
No.
But
Come on.
Walter, your
We can
Sorry.
talk about it
face,
vaguely.
Walter, you're hearing this, and your face kind of turns into like a 3D rendering of of lines for a
Yeah,
moment.
that's why we can't talk about it.
Sorry.
That's
But
why we
this-
can't talk about it.
And you
I-
feel compelled to go and listen intently to this. Can I get an int defense roll from you, please?
Okay.
Why we can't talk about that.
No, that was gonna be like,
Can I like counter this somehow?
this
Yeah,
item.
compel her to
I
go
see what you're
away or
saying. Like,
something?
yeah. I see what you're getting at. That we could do that and put the things there.
No,
Yeah.
the thing is, I can't. I'm saying too much.
text me.
What'd you roll, Walter?
Yeah,
13.
use the group chat, the other group chat.
13.
I would like to see him try to pry this phone from my hand at this point.
I'll just touch him with my staff again.
And Walter takes a couple steps toward the group to just kind of listening in as you're trying to talk in obfuscated terms.
Okay,
Hmm.
so
Do you want to test
probably
that?
Walter bursts a little bit like
Mhm.
you're doing that all the time, but you don't understand that. Always had Lilith, and you were talking about some things uh, more freely, and that didn't change anything. And now, okay, I have Eileen, but Eileen could travel through the building freely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So she could always overhear everything.
Yeah, but now
No,
we know
really?
she's here. Yeah.
she wasn't omniscient or omnipresent, so
You're just
not
making
really.
you're just uh making this more complicated because if you do this to me, I cannot help you. You have to talk about it.
I promise you, I want you to be able to help, but I don't know how sensitive certain things are. I
Yeah.
hope you understand that I want to tell you, but I feel like I can't.
Uh I really don't understand because it won't change anything. Because
It
I'm
will
still
change things.
Walter. If I'm still Walter, and when they learn things, they can't do anything. They don't have a full power on me. I'm still me.
How
Actually,
do
you know
Right
what?
now they don't.
No,
how
actually,
do I
I
tell
think
Walter without telling them? That's the real thing.
maybe we can ask them.
That's on you, Sam. You
I don't
ask
think we
them.
should be trying to talk to them. Like, we should just kind of like right now they're in like the background in Walter's mind, but I think the problem is the two like talking about that obviously brought Eileen to the foreground of Walter's mind. And like, yeah, right now neither of them are controlling you, but what if we distract Eileen from fighting with Lilith because she wants to hear what we're saying, but then she loses the fight because she's distracted? Or what if she wins the fight and takes over your body and then has all the information. Like, there's a lot of unknowns with this situation, just in general.
I don't know. I think you're just overestimate the situation because I mean I'm still me. I want to solve things. We have lots of stuff to do here, and sitting here without knowing anything, how can I help you?
I believe you, Walter. I want you to be able to know. I do. I don't want to risk them knowing anything. Especially Eileen right now. Lilith, I know, has been with you the whole time. But
We promise we're
it's
not
nothing
trying to
against
shut you
you.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, again, we have a whole long list of problems. There are plenty of things on here that don't, like, as notably involve Eileen and Lilith.
Like
Kyle.
Like Kyle, yeah. Kyle is one, Nova, your sister.
Yeah.
That's a thing on here we gotta deal with. Um,
Yeah.
so there's definitely still things that you can know all about, because as far as we're aware, Lilith and Eileen don't care as much about them. Maybe we can try and think of another way to let you know some of this, like to tell just you, but
Like speaking a way that only you would understand. Like
Like in
vague.
codes.
I don't know.
like they don't know Spanish or something. I mean, if anybody knows Spanish, Eileen would.
Eileen would probably know
Oh,
Spanish.
sure. Eileen probably knows a ton of languages.
Yeah.
In that case, there's only one way, and we will not do that.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah, I
risky.
don't think. Yeah.
That's pointless. And Walter just goes away, leaves the building.
Well, we can't find any more answers if he's not going to work with us.
I want him to be able to.
Yeah.
I
So
know. Me
yeah, I
too.
mean, it's hard for us to work with him. Again, like, I don't know. It feels like our top, I don't know. Maybe most urgent priority is probably Kyle, but like top priority is if there's all these entities and all these fear things out there, if we could get rid of them. And again, I think there's something to the have them fight each other. They clearly don't like each other. Maybe some of them we don't have fight each other. If
Yeah.
some of them might get along, but some of them at least don't like each other. It seems like they have like slightly different aims.
What if
If
What
we
if-
can bind them though to something, like
Yeah.
that would be preferable?
we killed Teddy, that means Jamie's gonna be very happy, and hopefully she can help us get a button, which
yeah.
would trap Eileen somehow. We'd have to figure out how to
Hmm.
get her there, and then the tapestry that is safe could also technically be it's related to Lilith. Like it was there. Like this
Right.
could be something that would seal her away. It had very specific runes on it. And I imagine that this could be used for good instead of the prophecy that it was trying to foretell. Seems like it was more of a warning. Like, don't fuck with this rug, or
Yeah. My concern about letting them fight it out is
is who
if
would
one
win.
absorb the others, and like if they absorb each other, if that's a
Yeah.
possibility, and what's left after all of that,
Yeah. How does that change the other?
because they could potentially make themselves stronger.
Yeah.
But I don't know, right?
Like
I'm
Gandalf.
just shooting in the dark here.
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah,
too
I mean,
much.
I don't know either. Yeah.
We would need to figure out how to bind an entity.
Yeah. Bet you Walter knows.
Yeah, I bet Walter does know.
Yep.
Walter would know. Hey, Walter, I understand you got two beings in there. Hey, beings, how's it going? How do we bind you? Eileen, you want to go back in a dark hole? Lilith, how about living in a rug? Sounds great.
Living in a rug.
I
I
mean,
mean,
Is it the one that got ripped out from under us?
God, still feel like I'm falling.
Yeah, same.
Walter, you
like,
go outside. That's where you said you were going, right? Outside?
Yeah, outside the building.
Okay. And what are you doing when you're out there?
Um, while I'm on the way, I will text to Alder, and it's something like, maybe you should do the practice by yourself this time, but don't worry, I will send you instructions. If you follow them one by one, everything will be all right. Just focus on the goal you want to achieve. That's all. So I will do some research about this kind of stuff. So spend my time with occult research.
Okay. Uh, Marcus had a really good occult library.
Um, I have to start from some point, so why not?
Yeah, he's in Spain, so there's probably nobody in his apartment. Maybe.
Since I have some sort of architectural site, why not?
You head over to Marcus's.
Okay.
And when you call upon it, you see the world differently. You see it as 3 or maybe 4 dimensions. Like things seem to fit in places that they couldn't, and it's complicated beyond, in some cases, beyond your understanding.
Water feels like, damn. I wish I could keep these weird powers with me, but I have to say goodbye to them at some point. Damn it.
And Marcus's apartment, when you get there, you can completely see into it, like you have x-ray vision into it, and there's nobody in it. It's just empty.
Okay, since I can I can realize things like that, I will try to check and understand if there's any secret compartment or something like that inside the house, maybe
Well,
inside the
you'd have to
furniture.
go in to do that. You have to be closer to see things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Okay, so I will try to get in, and my plan is something like, if there's a closed door that I cannot open, I can maybe melt it down.
Okay. So set it on fire, you mean?
Not that much, not that much.
Okay, but
Uh,
like burn around the doorknob or something so you can it weaken the
yeah,
wood or something. All
yeah,
right.
yeah. I will
Yeah,
leave
it is
marks
locked up.
behind like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is all
So
locked up.
so it's something like, come on, the other persona, it's your turn. Come on, you like to warm me up. Now you have to warm this doorknob. Come on.
And you put your hand on the knob and your hand bursts into flame and the door itself catches fire and starts burning around it. Yeah, and you work as much as you can to set it to put it out, and it's very quick how fast it spreads. But
Yeah,
you move pretty
probably I will.
quickly, and you're not burned by the fire. It doesn't hurt you, so you can like use your hands across it to kind of contain, and
Uh,
it burns, and the doorknob falls through where
okay,
the wood got weak.
so I'll check the surroundings for a second, and I'll
Nobody
get in.
there, and you go in and you close the door behind you. There's now a hole in the door where the doorknob was, and his apartment is oddly sparse. Like there's not a lot in it except his bedroom that has his library, and it's just got tons of books and manuscripts. It has a little bureau where he would read. Weirdly, he even has an ink pen, like with India ink. Not weirdly, you would know that sometimes you need that for writing specific things when you're trying to do ceremonial things. But his library is, you've seen it before, or at least parts of some of the books. But it's a pretty good library, and you're sure you can get what you need from here. But it will take some time to go through all of this and find the right books. A lot of these books are very old. They don't have titles. They have art on the outside, or they have unnamed bindings and things like that.
Actually, I have an idea about it. Uh, I'll try to find anything that uh, I can put the books into it. It could be a large bag, or if there's nothing, I can use the bed sheet. You know,
Okay.
put the books in and then uh, cover them up, and I'll try to get as many books as possible, and I will burn this place down because I'm still mad at Marcus.
But he was your friend.
He was a traitor. He was a hypocrite.
Well, he was your friend when you were under the pressures of Lilith.
But maybe he wanted me to be prepared for something that I don't want to.
All right, so you're gonna get the books, take them out to. Did you come by car or did you walk? Do you drive?
Uh,
Do you have a car?
I actually do have a car, but generally Satori drive all the time. But I still. Oh, wait a second. Uh, I have my car, but I don't have my keys, so it's not with me.
Yeah. So
So,
so bags. So the
so
cloth.
yeah,
So
I
leave
have lots of
outside while you
things.
go to set it on fire.
Okay, I will carry them. I will carry them, and then I don't know. I can call a cab or something.
And the camera will set on you as you're walking away, and the place goes up in flames behind you, and you become a silhouette with like a Santa Claus bag over your shoulder.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Back in the office, you hear, not you hear, Sienna comes in and she goes, I think somebody was calling one of you from the archives.
Somebody, just like a random person for a random one of us.
Somebody was calling you from the archives. Is
Oh,
Walter
like
here
all of
still?
us.
Is Walter still here? Oh no, okay. Oh no,
Mm-mm.
Hermes was calling for you. He said you didn't you say you were supposed to get a statement from him or something.
Oh shoot, right, yeah. Things got a bit
Oh,
busy the last couple work days, so I was not able to. Is he still? there?
I don't know. It was a while ago.
Mm,
Well, should we all go?
Sure. We could go to the archives. Is Hermes there? Does he
Yeah, when you get
live
in,
there?
yeah, Hermes is there, and he's pretty deep in the archives. Um, he's moving some boxes and stuff. Oh, you made it back.
Yeah, sorry about missing your call. I mean, you probably know this job. You can't escape doing things all the time.
The time's not that important to me. I know it's more important to you. You do things on schedules more, right?
Wait, what does that mean?
You're more schedulely. Like, I don't have a schedule, but you do have a schedule.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyways, that's not important right now. I would still like to get your statement.
All of you? Oh wow, it's like an audience.
We just like to join, you know.
Give me a second. And he walks out and he comes back and he's bringing a couple of like folding chairs. And he
Oh,
goes
so
back further
nice.
and he gets a couple more folding chairs. All right. I'll sit here. You all can sit there. Are you comfortable?
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Oh, can I retroactively say I carried a tape recorder with me?
Yeah.
I didn't just. Yeah,
Of
okay.
course. This is so funny. All the time I've been here, nobody's ever asked me for a statement.
Hmm.
It's pretty cool. I've been thinking about it since you asked me about it. And I'm a little nervous. Have you all given statements before?
I don't think I have.
Wow.
Yep, twice.
Oh.
No.
Troublemaker or trouble follows you?
Trouble follows me.
Oh, that's too bad. Sometimes it's better to be the other way.
Agreed.
All right. Who's gonna run this thing?
I guess that'll be me. I'll turn on
the
the
spiel.
uh, statement of one Hermes. I don't think I know his last name.
It's my last name is Trimegistus. Trimegistus. Whew, hard
All
to say.
right, statement of one Hermes
Trimegistus.
Trimegistus regarding his employment at the Magnus Institute. Statement begins.
Well, you won't find me in the staff roles, not in any legible ones anyway. Not unless you count the ones inked in bone and silence, etched in the margins of time. I don't expect you to understand, though perhaps that's why you're listening at all. Curiosity, the old itch, I know it well. I suppose I should begin, though. Beginnings are a lie. When you've existed long enough, stories stop having neat starts and endings. Still, we'll pretend. My name is Hermes Trimegistus. I first came to the Magnus Institute in the year 1867. An archivist was needed, one who could be trusted with certain materials, documents that refused to stay shelved, testimonies whispered in languages no one still spoke, or perhaps never spoke by anyone that breathes. Things not meant for the main stacks. The Institute called and I answered, because that's what I do. I hear, I collect, I know. I live in the space but inside the archives. This is the space. You won't find it on any blueprint or stumble across it by accident. It's adjacent. The kind of space that only opens when it's watched or when someone speaks a name they were never meant to learn. It's mine, shared with those I trust, and I believe have its best interests at heart. They call it many things, the Shadow Vault, the Black Wing, the Whispering Shelf, but none of those names are really quite right. The truth is, it doesn't need a name. It's not a place, it's a purpose. That's where I reside, where I am. I'm a purpose. The darkest testimonies live here. The forbidden, the broken, the ones that speak back when read aloud. The Institute calls on me when something too dangerous must still be preserved, something that cannot be destroyed, or when something escapes. I keep them, I listen, and occasionally I bind. There are no others like me, not any longer at least. I'm one of the old ones, though that word is too feeble. Not a god or anything. That's not a thing. But living time immemorial. Once they called me the messenger, the watcher in the doorway, the tongue behind the seal. I've slipped whispers into the ears of senators and spies in my past, always watching and listening. Information is the only real power, and power once tasted must be chronicled. The Institute thinks it trapped me, your precious predecessors. That's charming, I suppose. I find the walls comforting. The weight of it all around me like a cocoon. I like being kept. There's a purity in service, a joy in the purpose here. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. Still, sometimes I do miss the sky and the times I could run across it. Sometimes I wonder what my voice would sound like if I were heard by ears unprepared. If I screamed the names of every secret I knew at once. If I opened a file and let the thing inside of it out. But I don't. I wouldn't. I keep the records. I make the dark knowable. I listen and I never forget. And that's my statement. You all good? You look you okay?
That was so quite a bit to digest all at once.
That was almost poetic, honestly.
I've
Yeah.
been thinking about it for a whole day. I mean, I had a little time to like, wow, this is cool.
Very impactful.
Trapped
Um,
here, technically.
Like I said, I like being here.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
sure. But you can't leave, and you were put here.
I wasn't put here. I came here of my own will.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
It was like I was
Uh,
called to it.
you mentioned something about binding.
Oh, there are things in here that are bound into books and manuscripts to keep them from escaping. That's why I have to be here to make sure you don't open and read things without instruction. I mean, it's not like
Can
you can't read them. I would allow it since you are archivists yourselves, but there are some very dangerous archives in here that if you're not prepared for what you're going to read and you read them improperly or perhaps properly, you could unleash something that, well, you would not want to unleash.
can you teach us how to bind something?
Wow. I've never had an archivist ask me that.
We've got a
Huh?
lot of issues that would be solved
Well,
by
a binding requires an understanding of the one to be bound. So, on a case-by-case basis, perhaps.
Like, let's say there's a very special rug, hypothetically, that we know about. And hypothetically, let's say Lilith is inhabiting someone we know, and we would really love to bind her to a rug forever.
Ooh, so you would want to bind a
The
demon
spirit.
of desolation of fire into a rug. The rug would have to be made unburnable, but there are ways to do that kind of thing.
Or, I guess, maybe if she were, or previously was bound to a fire pit.
You could definitely bind a creature of fire into a place of eternal burning. If you tried to put it out, you risk it escaping or it could be done, yes. But you have to keep that fire burning.
Right.
Not you, that would be me. I would have to do it. Because I would not want that to be done out.
But something
Unless-
fireproof.
You know, the Olympic torch, for instance, it burns all the time, right?
Yeah.
There's an entity
And, like-
that has been trapped there. So if the Olympics ever end and that torch is ever completely put out, there's a real risk.
Oh,
You
great.
didn't know that? Oh.
No, why would we know?
Oh, the world is a lie.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Is there like a list somewhere of like
Yeah.
places things are trapped?
Oh,
Could-
okay.
Great.
Did you-
So you're
right.
very important. Okay.
Well, I mean, I help all of the Magnus Institutes. When a new institute comes online, a new door opens for me. I can't leave, but eventually I can
Yeah.
ask others in.
But- Do I think that the rug is non-flammable? It
You don't know.
survived house fires.
Yep. And it's
And
survived.
has sigils
time.
that yeah.
Yep.
It might be a pretty good item to bind. Yeah, I would personally love to learn how to do something like that.
So
Me
what do you
too.
know about this being that needs to be bound? You need to
She
learn
fears
everything you
God.
can.
She fears God. Yeah. Thanks, Sam.
That's humorous. Wait, which god?
Oh, she didn't specify. I didn't get enough time to ask.
It is Lilith. Desolation, fire. She wants power. And Walter. She loves the Pink Pony Club. Not the song, but the strippers.
Well, you know that a lot of entities, when they've been kept away from humanity for a long time, they often are drawn to vices that they have not been able to
They
experience in
do.
a long time.
Love to party. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have experienced.
And often those parties end in disaster for everyone other than them.
Yeah, we've
Like
seen
a
that.
desolation spirit, I would think at some point that place you're talking about would catch fire around all the exits and everyone would be burned alive as a sacrifice kind of thing because they love their sacrifices, you know.
Yeah. So how do we put that into a very old rug?
Trapping is the is the key, but you need to have a good vault in there. So if the rug is going to become the vault, we need to know a lot more about the rug so that we can prepare it, and it can be made
Yes.
to hold this thing.
Because you've seen it. It's already covered in sigils. It's been around for a long time. This is an icon of desolation, pretty much.
Yes, it calls for the destruction of somewhere
It would be pretty ironic.
via volcanic eruption.
Hmm.
So if you could bind Lilith into this, somebody would have to study the meticulous details of the rug so that we could understand what we could do there. We may have to put in new sigils or runes. We may have to put in materials. But we also then have to find the way to entrap Lilith into it or something that could be brought to it.
Yeah.
We would, of course, have to take the rug out of here because we would not want to bring Lilith into here, into our private sanctum.
Yeah.
So I would suggest there are 4 of you, maybe split into 2s or something. Study the rug, dig into Lilith, converse with Lilith, learn what you can learn about Lilith, and look for flaws in their worldview, places that we could trap them. You really could. Are any of you occultists? Because
I
that's what
dabble.
you
Our one-
benefit
our-
from.
But our one occultist is unfortunately our afflicted.
Ah. Well, then use him.
The Eileen problem
Wouldn't
is
Lilith-
compounded by him. Also,
Oh, yeah. Eileen and Lilith both inhabit him.
Oh. What?
They're like trying
Oh.
to eat each other in a non-lesbian way.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Completely broke.
I can't make my face straight now. Oh. I think you need to get Eileen out of him then first.
Yeah, we're also working on that. She already has a vault. We just need to know how to get her back in there.
Why is she in
Yeah.
him?
To eat
Wait,
Lilith?
why are the both of them in Walter? Can Walter answer that?
To eat Lilith?
Lilith is there because there's a deal she made with Walter's parents. Eileen, I don't remember what Eileen said. No, I didn't ask Eileen that. We put Walter in her weird vault, and he came out with
So
Eileen
he
inside
wouldn't,
of
yeah,
him.
so we wouldn't burn
He
the
just
whole
walked
place
out
down.
of her
Yeah, he said he found
Yeah.
a button
there.
inside
Yeah.
there
No way.
that let him out.
There's no button just sitting around in an infinitely empty space
It has
that
to
you
be
just
Jamie.
happened upon.
It could
It
be
has to be
Jamie.
Jamie. I mean, what, she moves through
Could
walls.
be.
How do we bind a spiral thing?
Well, you don't need to bind the spiral thing. You need to get it out of Walter to make Walter.
just-
a
But then
vessel for
after we
you.
take it out of Walter, we need to put it somewhere else. And
Yes.
I would prefer, I think letting her back in the building at this point would be a mistake. She's
we
gonna
have
be
to put
really
her back
angry.
in her room. How do we
Yeah.
get her out of Walter and in her room? We need a button. We don't have a goddamn button.
Yes, we do. You mean the
We
button
do?
to your floor?
No.
Yeah,
that's
where's
gone.
that?
To your floor.
Yeah, but there were more than one made.
Where's the
How,
other
how
one?
many?
We have one still archived here.
Holy
Oh my
shit,
God.
dude! What
This
do you
whole time.
mean?
I
Okay.
didn't know
That's
you
amazing.
needed it.
We need it! We need it now!
I feel like the more than one is a problem we do need to solve at one point, though,
That's
because if we
it.
have one but other people also have one,
Well,
then binding
Selena
her there
has
is
one.
kind of ineffective.
Yeah.
But that's still really good to know. And
Jamie knows how to get in there for some reason. Because it's
Yeah.
Jamie.
So like, Hermes, do you have like a cell phone or something so that we can just ask
Can you get
things?
text messages?
No.
yeah, you get cell service in the whatever liminal space this is.
Give me a second. Let me go find that button.
Okay.
And he goes back in.
While he's leaving it before we get to, I didn't want to interrupt like the in character because it's technically a out of character to use. I'm assuming if you want to use this, we have the same ability. After listening to someone's give a statement, we can learn something that they left out or omitted. My
Oh,
favorite
shoot, right,
ability.
yes, we do have that ability.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we don't roll for it. We just spend points. So I want to spend the point to
Same here.
learn anything that got left out.
That's so cool.
Okay. So 2 point. You each get to learn something. Okay.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he goes, the button we had is missing. Did one of
What do you mean?
Did someone come in here and did one of you come in here and take a button out?
We didn't
None of
know
us.
there were buttons in here.
It was in an envelope that said "Do not use." Did anybody? Have you seen an envelope like that anywhere?
The former
Yes.
archivist
Yeah.
did
That was
took
the
it.
button.
That was the button.
We don't know who
so-
took it. That button just showed up. It
No,
was
it was the Matilda.
there.
Matilda. It was in Matilda's.
Oh.
it was
Matilda.
And now
She-
Selena has it.
Matilda
Yeah.
has been a thorn in my side. She's come in here and stolen things out of this archive on multiple occasions. I have scolded her more than once.
Well, she's probably
Wait,
dead.
like recently?
Yeah.
Because she's gone
No,
now.
no,
Yeah.
not in, I
Okay.
mean, not in a year at least. How long have you been here now? How long ago was it they
About
disappeared?
a year.
Since they disappeared, I don't remember when it was. Off the top
Yeah.
of my head.
A while. God damn it. No, we have to get it back then. We know
Oh.
where it is.
It dawns on you that Hermes is probably an entity of the eye. But why? It makes no sense that he wouldn't be able to leave unless there's a more powerful entity of the eye keeping him here.
Yeah, or like he himself is somehow bound here
Yeah.
by something.
In
Yeah,
some
okay,
way.
that's fun. Yeah, yeah.
And Sam, after what he was saying, you think he's immortal, maybe? And Hermes is actually, if you were to say it in English, it would be Hermes.
Oh my god.
Are you?
Out of character, I did clock that, and I'm really proud of it because it seemed like nobody else did.
I was like, it sounds like something from a spiritual thing, but I couldn't remember it until you said it as Hermes.
I'm just
Yo.
stupid.
I should have fucking clocked that when you said messenger.
He based it.
Clock that
Oh.
by
Literally
the
said
you-
so many
you said
nicknames
used to
about
walk
Hermes.
across the sky. That's when you
Yeah.
mentioned used to walk across the sky. I was like,
Yeah.
that
But I was
feels
like,
like a
oh, is that like
reference.
angel thing or is that something else? I was like, oh no, it's
I thought he was a
yeah.
sphinx.
And he has feathers on his ankles.
He has feathers on his
Oh.
ankles.
Mother of God.
Oh, I
It was
didn't
right
remember
there.
that. It's right there the whole time.
Aw.
But wait, what is it? And this is out of character. What is a demigod doing in the archives?
Serving, I guess.
There's a demigod in our closet, guys.
Hermes was not only the messenger of the gods, he was the master of spies, mythologically too. The one who learned and knew everything for the gods, mythologically.
I love him even more now.
His lore is so cool.
And he comes and he's like, we should try and get that button back, because I don't like to have an empty vault in the archives here. That's a dangerous.
We've
item.
been trying. We've been trying. It is
Yeah,
on our list. Actually,
Yes.
it's not technically on the list, but I will write it on
Okay.
there.
It's somewhere in between the lines of the
It's-
list.
Yeah,
in
it's
between
included,
Jamie and
yeah.
Selena. Yeah.
So, why is Walter possessed?
He might just be a conduit of some sort.
Yeah, we think
nobody's
Lilith
possessed
wants
by
to use
accident
him.
or without purpose.
Yeah,
That's
what
a
did
good-
you
You should
say
find that
about
out
his
from Walter.
parents?
Yeah, his parents were like gave him to Lilith, so that's how Lilith showed up.
Oh,
I have no idea about Eileen.
He's a sacrifice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty much.
Is that a problem?
well, it might make it much harder to get Lilith out.
Okay.
But it might also make it, if you could get Lilith on your side, to help get Eileen out. Because it sounds
Which
like
should
the
we
two
do
of them may be-
first?
the two of them are probably bound together in some way that will be a little more more difficult. Let me get rid of the little.
Okay.
Will be more
So we
difficult
should
to
try
manage.
and get Eileen out
Out
first.
first.
If you can, that would be the easier one of the two.
Put
I would
her
think.
somewhere.
But Eileen has to be in there for a reason too. Nobody gets possessed for no reason. Like the Exorcist is bullshit. Nobody.
Did Walter make a
Nobody gets-
deal with her or something? Is that a thing
Well,
you
I don't
can
know. That's
do?
for you to ask.
I don't know.
Ask him.
Oh, well, I think I can ask.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we'll have to find him and we can talk to him.
okay.
We could just text him.
Well, thank you for statementing me. I don't know if that's the right
No
word.
problem.
That was really
Yeah.
No.
fun.
It was cool to learn.
Yeah, thanks for telling us your story.
If you need anything else, let me know.
We'll be back.
Oh, for sure.
Well, at least one of you has to study the rug to get it prepped. So
Yeah. That'll probably be
and
me
I'd
at
rather you
least.
do it
'Cause you know about
here than out
sigils.
there, but
I've been studying sigils, but I don't think it'd be a good idea to bring Walter in here.
you know, one
Nope.
thing about the desolation is they are susceptible. In many cases, their fire creates potent magical fumes from appropriate burning magical plants and things like that. So there may be ways to weaken their resolve or
So magic weed or something?
but that's for after Eileen. I'm not sure what you do about Eileen. That Eileen is a tricky one, especially in this building.
Because somehow it feels like binding her to the building gives her some power because it is her building.
I mean,
Oh,
she
you-
can't leave anyway.
See, she can. She
Oh.
has another building.
Well, yeah, but
France
she
or
still
something?
can't
Yeah.
leave the building.
Yeah, she's stuck between this building and that building. She can't go outside.
She's bound too. You know.
Yeah, but we
she
need
may
her
bound
like more
herself.
bound. Yeah, we need
Yeah.
her
in.
more bound because she's definitely made some threats against us as a
You need to find a
group.
boring room to keep her in somehow.
What did she threaten you? What's the
She's
threat?
not very happy that there is an entrance to the archives here.
Or that we work with the eye.
Yeah, her patience
Does
is
she know
starting to
about
wane.
this space?
We made
No.
very sure not
No.
to mention that at all.
She knows that there is a blind spot that she can't
Because she
see.
can't see.
Oh, then she knows there's something wrong there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is potentially
problematic.
a point of inquiry, though.
Yeah.
If you can, I mean, the spiral is so tricky to question or talk around, but Walter, you know, the possessed is not completely powerless in their possession. It's just difficult for them. And if Walter is an occultist, he will eventually figure out how to at least weaken their resolve or weaken them in some way, or potentially blind them. I mean, they have to rely on his senses. They don't have their own without. outside of their
Mm.
understanding of what's going on with
How-
their followers, like
Yeah.
beckoning them or something.
How could we blind and deafen them? Is there a tea he could drink?
I think this is for you to research on Lilith. I don't know. I haven't researched this on Lilith. But
Shit.
if she's
I'm
possessed,
good with teas.
possessing, maybe you might be
I
onto
like,
something there.
yeah. Okay. This is giving me a lot to think about. I need to get teas. Teas to blind Eileen. Teas to blind. Okay.
Let's have a tea party at the office.
Oh my god.
Honestly, after the month we've had, we could use it.
I'm gonna scurry to go research ancient spiritual tea concoctions to mute spirits. They might involve shrooms, so we might get Walter high a little bit, but
Amazing. The before we leave, Armis, a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it possible that one of those books you mentioned could get out of the archives and, I don't know, exist somewhere in the world?
Sure. One of you could be a thief and take things out of here, and I'd be very disturbed by it.
What are the chances one could just be in a random abandoned house?
I don't believe in randomness.
Ah. That is even more unsettling. Okay. I might be back. Thank you.
All right. Well, have fun.
Bye.
You should get that looked at. And he points at their cuts on you, Satori. Like
oh
because your clothes
yeah.
are torn and stuff.
God, I hope I don't turn into a werewolf. Imagine that.
Please
I
don't
joke,
joke about that.
Don't bring that in here.
I hope that's not true.
Fine. I'll just rub moss in it,
All right.
That's also a joke. I promise that's a joke.
Okay,
I hope
good.
so.
All right. Well, I'm going to get back to archiving.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
see you later. And
Bye.
head back to the office.
It's right outside the door. You go out there and you're out there.
Okay. Well, looks like we're having a tea party.
Woo!
Yay.
We have a tea party and then tell Walter everything.
Yeah.
During this tea party, can I fix up everybody's injuries a little more? Was that okay with you
Sure,
all?
I don't think I got injured at
Oh,
all.
good. Okay. I'm glad.
If Sam looks fine, I think as we leave, Alder will actually be like, okay, kind of like taking inventory, be like, okay, they look fine. Sam looks fine. Satori looks less fine. Satori should probably sit down and deal with that. So I'll turn to Sam and be like, hey, do you want to go for a walk outside of the building for a minute?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that. Well, that uh,
And you
we
go out.
We head out. Yeah, as soon as we get out, I know nowhere is safe to talk, but inside the building just feels like a dangerous place for a lot of reasons.
yeah,
Many things. Hang on. I'm working on taking inventory of all the stuff and one thing
take
at
your
a
time.
time. So based on what just happened, what do you think of Hermes? What's the read you're getting off of him? Because he's giving us a lot of useful information, and he seems really trustworthy, but I don't know, it's kind of weird to me that he's trapped there, because he's got to be trapped by something, right? Which means there's something more powerful than him, that also serves the eye that's keeping him trapped there. I don't know, that kind of makes the eye seem like just like when he talked about it, he framed it like there's the eye and there's everything else. But like being watched is also a fear, right? Like,
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it probably works the same way that like people are afraid of fire, but there are people who get power from harnessing it.
yeah. Yeah, like what
Yeah,
if he's just I think my fear, ironically, in this situation is what if he's just like another version of Eileen or Jamie or Lilith? Like he's just another thing, but this one lives in our building and is I mean again, like he's bound, someone put him there, even though I know he said he went of his own will. Something has to be keeping him there, something stronger than him. I would like to know what
fair.
that is.
But I feel like if I don't know, if I were to make a guess, maybe it's not that scary for Hermes at least, because
Yeah.
he might be Hermes, the Greek.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the feet, the feather. He's got feet on his. He's got feathers on his feet. Oh, wait, but like that's not okay. That's real, I guess. That's fine.
Who knows?
I'm not
Hey,
even. I'm
look.
not gonna question. Everything else has been real. I'm not gonna. There's ghosts. There's Greek gods. That's fine. That's not that weird,
Yeah,
relatively speaking. Yep, that makes sense. But yeah, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Is that just a thing? Like, is it neutral? I don't. I think there's so many problems happening that I'm like just looking for them now. Like every new thing that happens has to be a problem, and maybe that's not true. Maybe
but
it's just a thing. But it's a little weird that there's a Greek god living in our hallway.
I mean, our building is owned by a ghost from the early 1900s.
Yeah. And it's not a
Honestly,
building.
that too. God, right, that's a thing. Um, I think if we just keep looking for problems, we're gonna find them everywhere and get so caught up we don't do anything. There's just,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I don't have enough logic, and unfortunately, I'm not running on logic anymore these days.
Yeah,
But
we threw that out the window a little while ago.
yeah, but I think we just have to go with our gut, and my gut is saying Hermes is our best shot at figuring out how to solve the destruction of the Eastern Seaboard problem.
Yeah, that is definitely our largest problem at the moment. Yeah, I just wanted to know kind of what read you got on him, because yeah, I there's something there and there's something weird, but maybe that's like a bigger problem for another time after the immediate problems are solved. Because there's always going to be more, but not
There's
something to write
always,
down on the list for now. We'll get back to that.
yeah.
Um,
I think right now we should find Walter.
yeah, he did text me. I'm gonna text him back. But
Okay.
the other thing was now that Eileen is technically, I guess, not in the building, might be a good time to like actually let Walter stay gone for a minute because it's the first time Eileen could ever leave. Because I really do want to try and find the other statement that she gave
Oh,
and
shoot.
just
Yeah, that's
see
actually
if
a good
there's
idea.
any other information in there about her. Right? It sounded from the way that Hermes was talking like we have to know about these things, about these entities, and I would still love to find a way to help her or release her from her connection to the spiral if that's even because like like Lilith is a I know I see the look that you're giving me. Like Lilith is like a demon, right? Like a mythological quote unquote because obviously it's not myth because it's real like creature. But Eileen was just a person who got wrapped up in the spiral, the fear itself is the evil bad thing, right? She was just a woman trying to live her life, and if we could disconnect her from the spiral, I don't know if that's even possible, but then we could like release her and she could be at peace or whatever the fuck actually happens to people when you're dead. I don't know. I've only talked to one ghost ever. I didn't even talk because it was Walter's mom and she couldn't talk to me because Lilith was there, so she just made facial expressions at me. Um, so I don't know what happens next for her, but like I don't know, it seems like the entities are the problem, right? Like the fears themselves are the problem, not the people they're controlling.
But I mean, yeah, but it seems like some people can want to be with the entity. Like Walter's
That's
parents
true.
offered him as a sacrifice, which is really,
Yeah.
really messed up on several levels.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Wait,
Maybe I
how do
even
you know
wanted this.
that?
Oh,
I was like, I don't remember Walter ever saying that.
I had a conversation with him a couple hours, days ago. Yeah, we just mentioned it.
Oh, that's a Walter doesn't normally just mention things about himself. That's
Yeah, he
important that he
seemed
shared that with you. Yeah.
he seemed in a very sharing mood.
He has been off lately, given the double possession. Uh, yeah, no, that's useful information to know about him for sure. And yeah, I guess that is a good point that maybe you have to want it or to some extent, I don't know. Yeah, choose it. So I don't know, I just think finding her first statement, whatever it is, whenever she gave it, would give us more information about her.
Yeah.
So we should try and find that now. I'll text Walter back because he texted me a while ago.
Okay.
And we have a little bit of a break where we know Eileen's not in the building, which has never really happened before. So we should take advantage of it.
Okay.
And I think yeah. Let's do that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure we could talk about any of this in the building since Eileen's not there, but it just feels weird to talk about her in her building.
Who
And
knows? Maybe
I
it
don't know.
listens for her. Maybe it's
It
a
might.
living
Yeah.
thing or
It's
something.
more like a 3D rendering of a building. Not even 3D, like a architectural line.
You mean like that silly painting that's like Cecina pipe? Like it's not, this is not a pipe, it's a painting of a pipe.
Yeah, it's not a building, it's like a sketch of a building.
I'm not gonna think about it. It's fine. I'm not gonna think about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So Tori,
Yeah, we
what are
should
Guess.
you?
probably move our archive out of this building at some point since
Yeah.
it's not real, but that also feels like a later problem. Let's go back inside.
All right.
So Tori, what are you and Nova doing when you leave?
I'm getting ready for a tea party. I'm researching a few herbs and hoping something would work. Um, I have a feeling I'll make like a concoction. It's probably not going to taste very good, but it's going to have like chamomile and rosemary and like mugwort and sage, and then I'm going to bring some cedar wood to like burn preemptively and like just kind of get the space ready, and I'm going to invite Walter for a tea party.
Walter, you get to where are you taking the books? Back to the archive or to your?
Probably Walter will go back to um his home or whatever is left.
Okay.
I didn't like that smile.
So you get to your home, and there
Okay.
are on the wall where you were shot. There are organs still dried out and blood spatter on the wall because it was never cleaned. And there's just a terrible odor in there from the rotted meat,
Yeah.
flesh.
And what about the burnt marks? Is
There's
that
they're still there.
okay? Um, First of all, I will get a couple of bags and load the books into them,
Okay.
and then Actually, I wasn't thinking about it, but now I'm really thinking about it. Like, um, I will try to clean the house a little.
All right, so you're gonna clean. Nova, what are you doing?
I am taking the gloves to my lab
Okay.
to dispose of properly.
Okay.
Um, and I'm going to go prepare the hazmat suit that I have, and a bunch of cleaning stuff and some bags to go and dispose of the corpse later and put it in a
Okay.
duffel bag. Um,
Want to use my truck?
yeah,
Easier than a motorcycle.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
think I think that that's cool. I would love to.
throw it in the bed.
Yeah.
Thanks. I also am going to give you some Xanax, some of my sleeping pills.
Oh yeah, I will give those to Kyle. I need to go check in on him.
Yeah.
Hopefully Walter is down for a tea party. I just sent tea party question mark.
Oh,
So
that would
I
be
don't know.
cool.
Who'd you send that to?
Walter.
Oh, Walter, you get a message while you're
And
cleaning.
then like a minute later, if he doesn't respond, I'm gonna go, please.
Probably Walter is busy with trying to get some clean water and cleaning the ground and trying to scrub walls and stuff like
Mm. Hopefully he'll respond later. And I'm gonna go check up on uh Kyle in the
Um,
meantime.
do you want to take a first aid kit with you? I've got a couple.
Yeah, I'll take one with me.
Okay, I'm gonna hand her one.
Nova, you
I'm gonna
head
go
out.
tend to my own as well.
Yeah. Okay. And then you head out to go get the body, and
Hmm.
it has been left undisturbed outside of small rodents and insects.
Fair
So
enough.
all good. You get into the room, Satori, with Kyle. As soon as you open the door, you hear the shower is running,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a long time.
I was gonna be like,
Showers.
yeah. Kyle,
Yeah, I'm here.
are you okay?
I'm just in the shower.
I set the pills on the side table. Are you ready to come out or been in there a while?
Uh, I can't get. There's stuff under my fingernails I can't get in. Don't worry about me. It's not like this is the first time I've ever gone through this.
I'm gonna take what I presume there's probably nail clippers or something in the first aid kit, and I'm just gonna like hand it to him through the shower curtain.
And he gently takes it and he twists out the little thing that goes under to clean out.
Mm-hmm.
That's helping some. You know we. I have to leave. You know that, right? Like, I can't put you in danger again. I saw the slash across you. I know that had to be me.
I mean, it is partially my fault. I did bring you into that situation, knowing full well you could possibly
I don't change
not be
except when the
you.
moon changes, I thought. I thought that one time it was just a moment and it was.
It's your emotions, it's your anger, it's time. I still want to be able to help you,
There's a full
and
moon in less than a week.
Yeah. Give me some time. You are more than welcome to leave once it gets close. But you have to let me help you.
I won't stop you. If there's something that can be done, I don't want to be this.
I know you don't.
Although sometimes I think maybe this is the way that I can protect you. It's really high risk.
It's not worth it at this point.
And the shower goes off. And his hand reaches out and grabs a towel, and he wraps himself and then opens the thing, the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
I'll clean the shower out a little bit. It's still got
It's okay.
some stuff. You should have, you and Nova should have silver bullets for me, just in case.
I don't want
I
to
heard
use
that's
them.
a thing.
It is.
You should have some before the full moon.
Okay.
You know how to make them, right?
Do I know how to make them? Yeah, I do.
All right, I guess we got to go and find where I left Teddy, and I got to clean that up. I can't leave that out
No.
there.
Nova's taking care of it.
Nova went out to pick up my
Yeah, it's
mess.
fine. Nova's probably done this before, not gonna lie. And it's kind of her job.
I'll have to thank her later.
You should just rest.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. I almost fell
I
asleep in there.
slide the sleeping pills across the counter.
And he looks at him for a moment, and he opens it, and he tucks some in. You don't know how many exactly, because you just like tilted the bottle
Yep.
back for some.
I'm like, I'm hoping that was just 2.
Yeah, that'll probably help. Probably not a good idea to mix those with liquor, so I think I'm just gonna go lay down.
Yeah. That sounds good.
And he goes and lays in the chair and kicks his feet up, but the chair by the window where he's been sleeping.
Do I have any silver jewelry? Like, maybe.
Probably. Tori seems
I
like
just-
a silver wearing person.
Yeah, I don't think it probably would be gold. Can I just like press it on Kyle to see if it does anything?
Sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
do
just
anything.
Oh.
I think it's got to be like in. You want to sharpen that and maybe poke it and see if
Do you want me to?
it'll help you understand how to protect yourself from me. Hell yeah.
Okay. I put it in my mouth. And I just bite down on it until it's like yeah.
Okay.
And I just like do a quick
Ah! And he screams in pain.
Jesus Christ.
Just like,
My God.
holy fuck! Oh my god!
Oh,
that,
okay.
That definitely works. That definitely works.
Okay, I'm sorry. I put like my hand on it and it's like, good thing I brought the first aid kit in here.
And he sits down again after a little bit of excitement.
Okay.
Yep. We know now.
I ruined a
it's for
perfectly good
sure.
ring. Okay. I bring out the first aid kit
All right.
and I start cleaning my wound.
Walter, you spend the time needed to clean up the horrific mess in your room and the burn marks and all the other things. And every now and then while you're doing it, like your hand may just sort of disappear for a moment, or the other one may catch on fire, and you have to pull your hand away from things to not catch other things on fire. And it is a really weird cleaning night.
Yeah, and actually, it was supposed to something like, trying to facing the current situation alone a little bit. Like, um, he has in an unbalanced situation right now, trying to understand what's going on. If there's a benefit, he wants to use it, but he doesn't know how to do it. He just threw out a couple of ideas, but he actually doesn't know if they really work because they're just just occult assumptions, and that's all. And now he needs to do some research about it, trying to find if anything works, both for his own situation and other situation as well. So his first priority will be trying to find some talisman methods for protection of the body and the mind. But um, from time to time, he will think about his own situation as well, because he thinks like uh, he got into all of these things by himself, and he has to find his own way out right now.
And on those thoughts, we'll break.
Hmm.
All right, we will see you all in a week.
Ah.
Have a good night, everybody. See you on Sunday.
Right.
Monday.
Night.
Sunday. Yeah, today's Sunday. Bye.